I rewatched my video for book 1 of this series, and I realized that I may have needed to have a little bit more enthusiasm in my video to properly convey how addicted to this series I am. Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm a fun size reader, and today we are talking about book 2 in the Bonds That Tie series called Savage Bonds by Bree. I will admit I didn't have as much enthusiasm because it was nap time in that video and I was really trying to not wake anybody up. But now it's the middle of the night and I know everyone's asleep, so I can talk as loud as I want. And this review needs to be loud because I am addicted to these books. Like, I'm not kidding you. I finished that book and I have already finished the second one, and I needed to come record this video so I could start the third one because I need to know what happens. We left on a cliffhanger and I'm just anxious. As always, this is a book 2 review, so there are going to be spoilers. I will put all of the spoilery thoughts after the first 2 parts of my video. I gotta talk about some things. Savage Bonds is the second book, so this is a continuation literally exactly from where the first one ended, picking up and moving right into the rest of the plot. While the first book was kind of a lead in into what was going on, the second one is where things kind of start picking up. Synopsis wise, I kind of felt like the second book was a continuation of everything that I'd said in the first book. We're still developing relationships. We are still learning about what magic Oli has, what her gifts are. We still don't know some of the bonds very well, but we're starting to get to know. And we know that there is a resistance, and we know that the resistance is attacking the gifted community. And we start to get the hint that there are some things that are going wrong. There are some moles, some traitors, situations that just aren't quite right. And Oli and her bonds and her friends are trying to start to figure out what those are, also while evading the resistance, also while trying to prevent her bonds from being completed. I stuck with this book at 4 stars. Like, I think it is a solid 4-star book, just like the first one was for me. I really liked it. I'm addicted. I have to keep reading it. I have to know what happens next. And I have so many things to say about the actual like contents of the book. So hang on. The spice level for this one increased. It was not a 1 anymore. I kept this one at a 2. This was a 2. We have this series that is a slow burn, but I have been assured that by the end, the spice level is high. So I don't know yet. I'm only on book 2, but as of right now, it is a spice level of 2 chili peppers. If you haven't watched my first review yet, it is spoiler free. I will link it so you can go take a look at it. If you stumbled upon this one as book 2, please go watch the video. Make sure you know that this is going to be a spicy series. Even if it is slow burn, it is for 18 and over. It is a why choose reverse harem. There are 5 male fated mates. If that sounds like your thing, read this series with me. But again, like I said, 18 and over, this is for adults. Okay, the spoilers are starting. Let's talk. I can't decide who's my favorite, you guys. Who is my favorite of the 5? I have no idea. Okay, so let's just go through them all. Atlas. I don't know if I like Atlas. Something about him just like rubs me the wrong way. I don't know if he's just like too gushy or like I fucking hate the name Sweetness. Like, bleh. I hate it. I hate that nickname. I don't like when he speaks in the book. So Atlas is not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. Gabe is like, I like Gabe. I think he's cute. He's like the quirky little boy. like he seems still very young. I know he's younger than all of them, but there's just something about him that seems very young. I don't know. I don't know how to pinpoint it. And then there's Griffin. Griffin. As of right now, Griffin is my favorite, which made book 2 very enjoyable. Because Griffin is my favorite so far. Like right now. This can change. I have been known to switch which love interest I'm invested in. Obviously, lots of us do this. But right now, Griffin is the forerunner. And I have to say, there is a special place in my heart for North. Like, I have a feeling I am going to start loving North. Nox too. Like, I know that that's coming. I think those three are my favorites, and I do still like Gabe, but Atlas, I could do without Atlas. Like, But I have a feeling in coming books, North and Nox are just going to consume me. I know I'm gonna love them, and I'm waiting for it. But as of right now, I love Griffin, which made me so happy that he was her first bond. Like, I loved that he was her first one. And I loved how it happened. The whole jealous bond thing, just, it was so good. So entertaining. And I love a good telepathy trope. So the fact that once they're bonded, they can talk to each other telepathically, just love that. That was a nice little cherry on top. This book a little bit reminds me of Savage Lands. And I read Savage Lands for my Fun Size Book Club earlier this year, and I read like the first few books. I like the book. It's entertaining, just like I like Savage Lands. But I really hope they don't start becoming a little bit repetitive. That's what I'm worried about happening right now. And I think that's why I haven't been able to bump it up to a full 5 stars. I still really, really like it, and I'm addicted, and I have to read the next one, and I need to know what happens. And I like love the love interests, but I just feel like the day-to-day following of the like everyday life of Oli and going back and forth between resistance camp, out of the resistance camp, out of the resistance camp reminds me a lot of Savage Lands, the back and forth between the very few locations. And sometimes it just means I wish the plot was a little bit deeper than that. Doesn't mean it's not entertaining. And I do very much see that this series is really more about like the relationship development and the growth of the characters coming together than it is the plot. But I do also see huge potential with the plot and like want that to develop more. And I think we're starting to get those little breadcrumbs. Like I said in the beginning, we're starting to see that there is, people that are backstabbing, that there are people that are trying to kill North and kill Nox and like coming after Oli, and the resistance is coming after her because of her gift. So like there's a lot going on, and I just don't want it to be brushed over and have situations be fixed too quickly, like I felt happened often in Savage Lands. The little shadow dogs though, so cute. So and I think both of those little situations, Nox's and North's little dogs that Oli has tamed basically, are just a little piece, a little like preview of why I think I'm going to fall in love with them, because I think that deep down they are so good and they just want good, and they don't want to be like their father, and they don't want to have the same thing happen that happened to Nox's mother. I think there's levels to them, and I can't wait to figure them all out. I told you guys in my last video to read along with me. All of these books are on Kindle Unlimited. It is a completed series, but I did hear from a friend that the author may be contemplating a spin-off series or spin-off books to kind of answer more questions that were left unknown. I don't know what those questions are yet because I'm only on book 2, but it is a completed series. So if you are looking for something that is finished that you can just read through this with me. As always, I will put links for the physical books down in the description below. And don't forget, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Fun Size Reader. See you guys next time.